Welcome to the RebelRed channel guys, the channel which shares the most relevant tips and tricks on how to win at Risk, and improve your rank in no time. Subscribe to the channel and you won't even see how fast you will become so much better at Risk. Push that notification bell to see new videos first. This is your host champion ever. And today we are playing 6-player fixed card game with the game-changing blizzards. Settings, alliances on, balanced blitz dice rolls in 60 seconds per turn. This time I'm playing against one novice rank player who is green, 2 beginner rank players who are purple and orange, 1 intermediate rank player who is blue, and 1 expert rank player who is yellow. As always, wish me best of luck guys. I will need it more than ever. As you can see, my setup didn't really favor me. But I will still try my best and we will see how it goes. As you can see, the green player is the one who got favored the most this time. He was gifted with South America. He only needs 1 territory of 1 troop to be captured, so it's 100% that this continent will belong to him, especially with him being the 6th player and getting 3 additional troops. So with him capturing South America in first turn, nobody will be really able to take it from him. Especially taking into the account that there's a blizzard on Venezuela, meaning that he will only need 1 border to guard, so basically South America is like Australia in this game. And with ability to expand to Africa and capture with only having 2 borders to guard, the green player is going to have a good advantage here against others if he captures and successfully holds it quickly. But then again, let's not forget that there's North America here, which being favored by the blizzard on the territory of Venezuela again, has only 2 borders to guard, so while the green player could invade and deal with the European player with no struggle at all, the North American player could be the biggest threat for him. So maybe instead of going for Africa, he could put some troops to North America and prevent the orange player from getting it. And with no one else having a continent yet, the green player could potentially take North America for himself if he's lucky enough. But there's always could be another player who could sneak into North America after green clearing orange out from it, so the green player has to take it into account and play carefully, in case he decides to go for North America. It's one of the options, another one being, like I said, to expand to Africa. And the third one I see, would be to simply turtle in South America, but probably that wouldn't be a great choice, as you wouldn't take from the game the most you can, and let it to be very much decided on other players. So the best decision for green probably would be to expand to Africa as soon as possible, taking into account the safety, and then focus on the North American player, prevent him of capturing that continent if possible, if the European player won't have the Europe continent captured by then. But the ideal situation for green after capturing Africa, would be to focus on both North American and European players, preventing from them capturing these continents if it's easy to do so, and if it doesn't take a lot of efforts or troops. And if no one even has Australia captured by then it will be the best situation for the green player ever. Especially if a lot of players will be passive. So yeah, the green player is really favored here, especially when nobody is even going for Africa. But I guess everyone understands how dangerous it can be being next to a novice's big army, so nobody wants to risk it. Well, the purple player might go for Africa, but I'm not that sure yet though. But it would be great for sure, as while green would be busy with purple, I could take over Europe and feel a little bit more safe. As you can see, I'm not rushing off capturing Europe, as I would waste my troops, but get invaded anyways, I'm pretty sure. So I'm just waiting for a moment to become way stronger than that. I don't want with me and other players crushing my troops to become barely alive, so I will take that slow and steady. It is the game with low rank players, so it's more about other players destroying each other. You just have to stay patiently and wait for opportunities. Let them fight, let them be busy with each other, and when you feel the opportunity is right, go for it, go for your desired continent or whatever else you plan to do. Just not get involved into a conflict with them if you're not the strongest player, or unless it's necessary needed, when one player starts becoming too strong. So anyways, I see that blue, yellow and purple stopped lurking towards Australia next to each other and decided to go separate ways. And that is smart. Yellow was the one who got lucky to keep Australia, while the blue player either wait till North America will be cleared out for him or straightly go into with his biggest army, showing that he's serious about it. And the purple player probably wanted to go for Africa, but with the green player leaving one of his armies into it, I think he will just be forced to be without a continent at all. So I'm just not sure, but I think the green player is who I'm afraid the most of. As basically if I am not friends with him, then I won't be able to hold Europe, so I will be forced to be without a continent for a while. So this is why I've just sent him an alliance request, which he neither accepted nor declined, so I'm not sure what to expect. But I just guess that some newer novices don't even notice when alliances are being sent to them, but maybe he is just thinking about it. I mean, I'm not always given immediate response either. Sometimes it can be really hard to decide, as you might be wanting to attack that person, and if you attack that person straightly after just making an alliance, then that person basically isn't going to trust you the entire game. And oh no guys, don't say that the purple player will be suiciding on me for Europe. Like seriously guys, does he understand that even if he clears me out, then he will be invaded or might even completely taken out by green? So I hope he has enough common sense. Or I mean, maybe he doesn't necessarily want to fight with me. Maybe he just wants to move to North America, what is very unlikely I guess. Or maybe he is just teasing me. He's a beginner rank player, so he might knows that Grandmaster should be very afraid of getting suicided on, so they just leave their continent for him, who knows. Or maybe he just wanted to move away from Africa, so he will get out of Europe too and move out to Asia next turn. But probably no, I think he will want to go for Europe after all, so this is why I moved out my army for a little bit and at the same time blocking it from him, so he wouldn't decide to instantly blitz me. With me being blocked, he shouldn't feel that much pressured. And wow, it seems the blue player is finally going for North America. Or was it just an unfortunate attempt to take the orange player out? That is definitely strange indeed. As he definitely saw that orange's territory in Asia, as he wanted to put some troops in the beginning of his turn there. So I'm just not sure what happened. Well, I guess the orange player is staying alive. Maybe it's a good thing that the blue player hasn't taken over North America. But OMG guys. I cannot believe that purple decided to go for Australia after all. It must be the riskiest decision ever. Well, poor, very poor player called yellow. But it feels so good to be alive when you know that it could have been you. I guess the purple player changed his plans to go for Australia instead of Europe in the last minute. And here goes the yellow player suiciding on purple. Well, I think he would have been taken anyways, so with the purple player crushing his troops, maybe it's fair enough. How do you think guys? Well, if I were him, then I would have still tried to go for a comeback, like putting my troops into one big army in a neutral place and hoping for the best that I will survive these upcoming few rounds. Well, now it's goodbye yellow and goodbye purple. Goodbye purple, thank God you weren't a turtle, and goodbye yellow, you were a nice fellow. Well, even though we had an alliance, to be honest we haven't even done anything together. Together, ever, forever. Green is running out of time, so I will get the purple player as a free kill. But firstly let's take the orange player out. The blue player sent an attack request to attack her, so he will be happy and might take our alliance very seriously. But don't get me wrong, I'm not doing it for blue, I'm doing for the balance of the game. With the green player having all these continents, someone will have to balance him. Obviously I would get invaded into Europe, so it was the best to make sure that the blue player gets North America. The orange player was going for it too, so if they both continued fighting for it, then the game would have been easily given away for green. So I had no other choice but to take out orange. As looking from the gameplay, I doubt the orange player would have been smart enough to give up on going for North America. So now let's see how everything turns out to be. If the blue player is able to hold North America, then it will be good. I might even not have to keep invading green anymore. But yeah, I mean that was really risky to start messing up with a novice rank player. Hopefully he is not going to start kamikazing on me. As if so, then I might have just given away the game for the blue player. But I mean, with not attacking green, the game could have been given away for green. So I had nothing to lose, and I think I have done the right choice. If they start balancing each other out, then I will just try to become neutral and start putting my troops into one big army somewhere in a neutral place. Preferably far away from green, in case he got very mad with my attacks. I just really want to encourage the blue player to attack green as well. So I wouldn't be the only person the green player is potentially mad on. Green is still stronger than blue, and with 3 continents, so I guess I will still have to keep attacking green, but not for so long, maybe for a turn or 2. As then, with the green player being as strong as blue, it won't be a good deal for me to keep attacking green, as then I would just be doing the dirty work for the blue player, helping him win. So I don't know. Ideally I would like to move to Australia, so with the green player having South America plus Africa, and with the blue player having North America, they would be balancing each other, and then they could fight for Europe every turn, destroying a lot of their troops, with me sitting in Australia and watching the world burn. But obviously I cannot go for Australia right now, not enough troops, and with the green player having 5 cards and trading in a set, he would retake Australia from me anyway no matter what. So now I've just attacked the green player into Africa once again and put my troops to Europe, so they wouldn't get crushed. So yeah, I don't know. And oh wow, the green player has just accepted my alliance request. That was unexpected. But what's hilarious that he accepted it at the time when I would have stopped attacking him anyways, most likely. As they're pretty much equally strong right now. But yeah, now I might finally be able to hold Europe, and that is a good deal for me. Hopefully the blue player stays as a loyal ally too. And then they can fight it out for Australia. Actually having Europe might be even better for me right now. I will get way more troops for holding it. And if eventually I won't be able to hold it anymore, then I think I will always be able to move out to Australia. For now they just could continue fighting for it. I don't care too much which player has it. With me having Europe, the balance of the game will be sustained. So all what I need to do is to believe that they end up eventually destroying themselves way too much, so I would be able to take them both out pretty much in a single turn. I just hope that they continue focusing on each other while leaving me alone. Meanwhile I will be using the European turtle strategy, the strategy when you ally with all the players and don't guard your borders at all. You just put one big army to the territory of Northern Europe and do nothing, so you will have a big counter-attack army from all the players except the North American one. So if you don't trust the North American player, then you can always build an additional counter-attack army on either Scandinavia or Great Britain territory, so then if that army is big enough, then the North American player should be afraid of invading you too. As he knows that if he unleashes that army, then all the troops of that army can be crushed into him. So when you build 2 big armies into Europe without guarding any borders at all, then players are not intimidated by you at all, but at the same time they're afraid of invading you too because they know that these armies could be crushed into them. So yeah guys, for now I'm just waiting. The green player is trading in a set next turn, so maybe he will try regaining Australia from blue. And then hopefully the blue player will want to take over it again, so they start fighting each other like crazy, and then will be a huge conflict going on between them. Meanwhile I will just continue turtling in Europe and do nothing. I will let them fight and deal with themselves. Currently I cannot attack any of them, as it would be just stupid to give an advantage to the another one, and I'm not even mentioning that I wouldn't be able to hold Europe anymore. So for now I'm just using sneaky turtling strategy, which is not sneaky at all, but maybe not that obvious for low rank players, at least we have to hope so. As for now I see not much action going on at all. I wish players would be more mad about each other. For now it seems they're just fine of each other holding continents and not very keen to fight. Well, on the other hand I can be happy that they do not attack me as well and stay friendly. But the game cannot end up like this. Someone sooner or later will have to attack someone, as otherwise the game won't get out of a stalemate. To be honest, I didn't really expect that the green player as a novice will be playing that much passively. I really thought that he will try retaking Australia from blue at some point. After all, it was the green player who captured Australia first of us all. So it's strange that a novice rank player is being fine with it. I have no idea why he just blocked his army in Japan, but I think it might be his sneaky plan to invade blue into North America, so just let me keep unleashing it. I'm totally down for green's plan as long as he will be the one who wastes the troops. But yeah, obviously the blue player saw that threat coming, so he just added some more troops to his North American border, which borders with Asia. So the game isn't going to change much, I assume, at least when it comes to a few following turns. But I just hope that the green player will keep adding his troops to his Asian army and finally invades blue. On the other hand, I don't really care who invades who. So let's unleash blue's Australian army too, as he might be willing to attack green into Africa. Well, probably not, but it doesn't hurt to try. I just wish that they would start attacking each other. And I mean, I wouldn't even mind of being invaded into Europe as long as they would keep fighting each other. I could be without a continent, that's not a problem at all, as long as they would be crushing their troops. Eventually it would still let me become stronger than them, depending on how many troops they would be crushing into each other. To be honest, I am not really happy with Europe in the situation anymore, with the players being passive. So if I could, then I would definitely trade it to Australia. The situation of Europe and Australia isn't really letting them fight. I'm an ally with them both, so obviously they won't attack me, but at the same time they cannot really attack each other as well. Australia is the continent which only has one border, so you cannot invade it anyhow besides crushing the big guarding army, and I doubt the green player is looking forward to do it anytime soon. Also, the green player cannot attack blue's Greenland border because of me having Europe. So yeah, I don't know how it turns out to be. The blue player is getting more troops, so he is able to guard against green very well. If I had Australia right now instead of Europe, then I would still be able to safely turtle, while they would get an opportunity to crush a lot of troops into each other by fighting for Europe, or at least to get more accessibility towards each other borders, and that is a good thing. As now the green player, it seems, would like to attack blue, but he cannot really do it as blue's armies are bigger. So with blue not wanting to attack him either, the game just stagnates. But now the green player has combined his two armies into one, so we will see what he will be up to do. The blue player is capturing a lot of territories for some reasons. Wait, is he bailing out? Okay, that was unexpected to be honest. But I think he really saw a potential upcoming attack from the green player, so to save the troops, he decided to move them out, rather than to get them crushed by green. But who knows, maybe after all the green player wouldn't have attacked into Australia, who knows? Well, now Australia will be green's, or unless the blue player faked as bailing out of Australia and hopes to get there back with a bigger army. Well, if not, then technically it's an opportunity for me to trade Europe for Australia if the green player doesn't fortify a lot of troops there. But the question is if I really want to mess up with green. I mean, he was looking to attack blue all this time, so maybe it wouldn't be the best idea ever that instead of blue, he would start potentially paying the attention to me. Good thing the blue player has attacked green. Well, now the blue player says to attack me green too while putting all his troops back and potentially becoming very passive. Well, blue, I would definitely consider attacking green equally, but the thing that keeps me away from doing so is the position. With only one border to guard against green, it's easy for you to send attack requests, while if I decide to attack green into Africa, then I would be straightly invaded to Europe. I couldn't guard it that well, and with green's and mine big armies being next to each other, the green player might be tempted to crush these armies. So instead of attacking green into Africa, let's attack him into Australia, and actually with blue players starting turtling in North America, let's take over Australia by ourselves. I mean, it was a perfect opportunity to trade Europe for Australia right now, without wasting a lot of troops. Yeah, I will be getting less troops, but the thing isn't in that. The thing was in their accessibility with each other, that they would have the ability to finally crush some troops into each other, by fighting for Europe or so. And yeah, As we can see, the blue player wasn't that really genuine about his attack requests to team up on green. I attacked green as he said. But then he straightly invaded me. So we are not that much of good allies anymore. But I don't really care, as the person who will have to fight with him will be green. And OMG guys. I cannot actually believe that green has invaded blue. I really thought green will be mad on me because I betrayed him, but it seems he doesn't really care that much about me. His main aim was to prevent blue from holding North America. Well, let's attack some territories of blue. I want to motivate green to attack blue even more, and potentially he wouldn't pay attention to me as much. I'm not sure why blue sends these thumbs up and heart emojis to me, but I think it's because he is mad on me. He says to attack his territory if I need to, probably indicating that I will unleash his biggest army, but no, I think I will pass on that, as I think he just wants to suicide on me. So let's just let him to calm down for a bit. Hopefully he changes his decision. But maybe I'm worrying too much, as he might not want to suicide on someone at all. Maybe he had some other plan on his mind, I don't really know, so I can just predict. But the fact that he just fortified his army to Asia scares me. I wish he would have rather fortified his army to the right side of North America to finish recapturing territories in it. So I don't know, let's just capture some territories of green, so that blue will be more happy about me, but let's not invade green into Africa, so green wouldn't start to hate me. So let's actually see what's up with the blue player, what his plans are. Alright, he wanted to recapture North America but got a bad blitz roll. So what is now? Let's actually see. Okay, at first I thought he might suicide on me, then that he might crush green's army, but at the end he just captured some territories and fortified his army to North America back. So the game continues as it was. But what about green? Will he go for Europe right now, making blue to invade him next turn, or what is he going to do? Well, anyways, as you can see, I will be turtling in Australia, using the Australian turtle strategy. I will keep building my big army in Australia and let them fight over Europe. With the blue player having North America, and green South America plus Africa, I shouldn't worry too much about anything at all. They even have around the same number of troops each. Well, maybe they're not instantly going to fight over Europe, or maybe won't even fight over it at all, but eventually they will still have to start fighting each other, as they're going to have many more troops than me. And the best part is that nobody of them will be able to take me out, as in doing so, one of them would just give away the game for another one. And while I'm turtling in Australia and putting my troops to one big army, nobody of them will even have the ability to crush my troops. And nice, that is pretty nice. The green player has finally captured Europe, and that is probably will make blue invade him. And wow, he's even invaded blue into North America, that is so awesome. The blue player probably wanted to turtle and be neutral like me, but now he will have to get involved into a conflict as well. Well, I've just invaded green into Europe, so the blue player would see that I won't be totally passive, so he would be encouraged to attack the green player as well. The green player couldn't do anything to me anyways, while the blue player could be in a potential danger of getting invaded by green. And no, don't suicide on me, blue. But OMG guys. The blue player has just suicided on green. Poor, very poor player called green. The innocent novice who got suicided on. Well, I try not to reward suiciders, so we'll take the blue player out first. But the game is unranked anyways, so that he just wouldn't feel so bad. I will avenge for him taking the blue player out firstly. I mean, that's very sweet of you, blue, that you give away me the game, but I try to imagine being in other players' shoes as well. Instead of green, it could have been me on who blue could decided to suicide. So it will be the most fair to give the second place for the green player. To be honest, I don't understand why green is only a novice, as he definitely played way better than that. He should reach some higher ranks soon. And I've gotta admit that the blue player is an intermediate played pretty well too, well if we just ignore the fact that at the end he decided to suicide. So anyways, good game you all. On the one hand, I don't like when games end up on someone suiciding on someone, as it just feels as a waste of time, especially taking into the account that I mostly play unranked games and my opponents probably don't even realize that. But on the other hand, I'm kinda glad that the game has ended, as it could have really gone into a stalemate situation, what could be considered as a waste of time too. But to be fair, it was way too early to predict that. The game could have really continued for sure. If you guys enjoyed watching this video, then I would recommend checking some of these out as well. Watching more videos will help you to progress so much faster. Highly increase your skills by simply watching Risk videos.